on the stage, because
Yeah, that'd be good. Hey, wait a second. Look at where we are here. We're E! Entertainment once again. Boy, look at me, huh? How do I look, ladies? Really? It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. How do I look? Do I look beautiful or what? With the red and the white? I look like a wild, with like a lion's mane. I look like a wild cobra or something, huh? Tiger. I don't know what I am. Tom Jones, you commented that you like this jacket.
I do like it, yeah.
You like it?
It'd be good for the stage, I think.
On the stage, I think you would look good. Let me tell you something. You are a sexy man, a sexual man. We are going to explore your life. Oh, look, panties. Hey, look at that. Panties. Isn't that wild?
You told me you didn't get any thrown at you.
Look at that. It's the jacket, I'm telling you. Look at all of these panties. Now, you're used to that. You always said you never wanted to be known as the guy, only as the guy.
Only as the guy, yeah, right.
Who has panties thrown at him.
Yeah.
And yet, here you are once again, panties being thrown at you. And these are mine, by the way. I brought those in. And this bra would look nice on you, Tom. I'd like to see you in a little something like that. But, Tom, here you are. You've had a successful career. We're looking at a man who is a multi-millionaire. I interviewed Tom on my radio program not too long ago where we revealed the financial aspects of his life. And, ladies, this is some catch, huh? Yeah. Look at it. There you go. And I'll tell you something, ladies. I think the reason that you used to throw the panties at Tom all the time was because you have a big package in your pants. True? You always dressed on stage showing off your intimate area. Did you not? You always wore the tight pants.
Tight pants, yeah.
Was that a was that a contrived kind of thing? Like you said, hey, I have a very big genital area, and I want to show it to the ladies?
No. It was growing up in the 50s in England, in Wales.
Yes.
We wore tight pants. I mean, that was the thing. Edwardian clothes, you know, they call us teddy boys, because we had tight pants and we had long jackets, something similar to that.
Yes, but you see, I always, even during the teddy boy stage, wore baggy pants because I didn't have much in my pants, to be honest with you. I did not. Now, I know some, you're a member of the Friars Club, right?
Yes.
I know a guy who wants to remain anonymous. He sees you taking showers at the Friars Club.
Right.
And he says, you got the biggest, I mean, he sees you in the shower. It's huge. He says it's like one of the biggest in Hollywood. For real, it's not like you stuff socks in there or anything.
No, I never did that.
And that is something else. What is that like? I am very small. Tom, I told you this before, I think. What is it like when you disrobe for a woman and you can show off like that? Be honest.
Well, I wish it was as, you know...
It's true, isn't it? You're proud of it, aren't you? You're speechless. I'm speechless. I'm a little embarrassed bringing it up to you, but I think we should talk about it a little bit.
Well, we can do it. Like it.
I got to tell you something. All the years I've made love to women.
Yeah.
All the years. Listen, I've been married 19 years, you know, with the same woman, but I had I had a couple of sexual experiences beforehand.
Right.
And I found I would disrobe in front of these women, these various women, especially the first night I'd be with them. And I could see the look of disappointment on their face.
Really?
I really could. They were disappointed. I knew it. Because here I am, I got a big frame. I'm a 6'5" guy,
right.
And I stand up in the room, and the women, I think, are expecting something.
Well, you would think so, yeah.
Yeah, and then I disrobe, and maybe, I don't know, I think I see genuine look of disappointment.
Oh,
when you are with a woman, this must be the most exciting thing. You probably can't wait to show off, am I correct?
I never thought about it like that.
You didn't?
No.
But you see yourself in the shower next to these other guys, and you're a real man, are you not?
Not bad.
Not bad at all?
Not bad.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Boy, you learn something new on this show every day, don't you? But, you see, here's the point. You have this sex image, but you really are a good singer.
Yes, thank you.
And the problem, you were on my radio show, you did 2 songs. You did Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Right.
And you did...
Everyday People.
Everyday People. And you really are a good singer, but your image gets sort of this sexual thing, and people think, maybe he can't sing so good.
Well, that's it, yeah. It overshadows it. That's the problem. You know, with the image, that's what's happened over the years. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying, I wish it hadn't happened, or I shouldn't have done, you know, but when the image becomes larger than your talent, you know, basic why I'm there to begin with, then if people don't actually see the show, you know, if they don't listen to what I'm doing, just what they read in the newspapers or reviews, they say, oh yeah, Tom Jones, tight pants, you know, he wiggles and then they throw underwear at him.
When you sang Everyday People for me on the radio, you sounded better than Michael Bolton, that's for damn sure. You really did.
Thank you.
And yet people don't realize that, do they? Come on, give him a big round of applause for everything. For the big package. Round of applause for the package. There you go. They love you. They love you. Tom Jones is here. It's very exciting. What I'm going to do is, Tom, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to trace your career. Next, we're going to take a long look at your, various songs that you had hits with.
Right.
We're going to count up all the money you made from all these songs, how you invested it, the babes throwing the panties at you, all the women, all that stuff. I got to get into that with you. I love it. Okay. I know you're happily married and all that, but hey, so what? There's been a few women along the way.
Well, you know.
You know, hey, listen, you're in demand. And then I want to talk about the fact that your son's a manager again. Yeah. That's always interesting.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Mm-hmm. What a life, huh? His son became his manager. His son's going to inherit like $50 million when Tom kicks. It's an unbelievable story. Don't tune away. Howard Stern interview with Tom Jones. Hey, look who's here giving me sexual advice during the show. Look at that. Whoa, hey, look at that. More panties. Oh. Panties again. More panties. Look at that. A lot of panties for Tom Jones. I love it. What do you do when the women throw the panties at you? Then they would throw the panties up on stage.
Yeah.
And then what would you do? You take a look at them and say,
yeah.
And then they would come in, and would they knock on your hotel room door and they try to get in your room? Oh, man, what's that like? Take me through that. Now, all this stuff, and these are good-looking women?
Yeah, well, not all, but some were, yeah.
Young?
Some are.
Some of them were young?
Yeah.
Like 18?
Yeah.
Models?
Yeah.
Oh. And then they would just show up at your door?
Yeah, a lot of the time, yeah.
And you invite them in for a drink, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And that was great.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And what a wife you got. She lets you go out on the road, and you got to do your thing. You're a man.
That's right.
You're a Welshman.
That's it.
And Welshmen are horny guys.
Yeah.
They really are. Because what are the odds of some young guy from Wales coming over here and becoming a big superstar? You got married at 16. You didn't know you'd be a big superstar.
No, but I always wanted to be a singer, though. I mean, I wanted to make a living singing.
Right.
But I didn't know how far it was going to go, you know.
And so this is phenomenal. You become this big star. Look at the list of hits. Wait a second. I'm going to read you the list of hits. I made a list. This almost looks like one of those K-Tel commercials when you run down the list. Look at this. This is endless. Go ahead, run that thing. Look at that. Look at the list here. Yes, you can get What's New Pussycat with these hands. Thunderball, promise her anything, not responsible. And if you order right now, a special edition of Detroit City. That's right. I'll never fall in love again. I'm coming home. Delilah. Let's see here. Daughter of Darkness. Can't Stop Loving You. She's a Lady. Puppet Man. Now, why don't I know Puppet Man? Wait a second. What is this? The Young New Mexican Puppeteer.
Yeah.
Now, for a while, what happened? You were into puppet songs?
No.
No, this is two songs with the theme of puppetry.
That's right. I didn't think of that.
And that you didn't write those?
No.
Did you write any of these songs?
No.
You never got into the writing aspect of it?
No, I don't. I can't write songs. I don't have the talent for it.
These guys would write the songs, you would perform them, they become big hits, and then so you'd have to split the money from the record with the guy who wrote the song.
Well, yeah, he gets right. I mean, whoever writes it, of course, and the publisher, you know, I mean,
right.
Music publishing, but the writer gets the writing royalty, and the singer gets the performing.
So while you would sell, let's say, millions of albums, a lot of the profits went to the record company and would go to the guy who wrote the song.
Exactly.
But there was certainly enough money left over that you did pretty good, and then all your concert gigs, big money.
Yes.
You go to Vegas, big money. Like if you work a night in Vegas, what does a Tom Jones bring home? What do you haul home a night in Vegas?
Well, I can't tell you that.
You can't. You will not reveal that secret. What was your biggest payday ever?
Well, when I played stadiums, you know, when I've done like Madison Square Gardens.
Yes.
You know, and in the 70s.
Yes.
It was like 20,000 seaters.
Yes. And how much a seat?
Oh God, the Golden Circle we used to call it because I did it in the round.
Yes.
So those tickets would go for about $25 a ticket. In those days. That's
20,000 seats at $25.
Well, they weren't all 25.
Not all 25, but let's say on the average $20.
Okay.
Now I'm no accountant, all right? But that sounds like $400,000 or something, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you pay off the stadium.
Right.
You can walk out of there with like $250 or $300 for the night.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, huh? Is that something? Isn't show business great? That's something. I got to applaud that. Imagine you're born, you can sing, you got a face like that. You got a package that you go into the Friars Club. When you go into the locker room at the Friars Club, you walk around. You don't even wear a towel. You don't care.
That's right.
You walk around.
Exactly.
Because you don't think about it. There's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Exactly.
A bunch of guys sitting there. You walk. Do other guys stare at you?
Yeah.
They do. They can't believe it, right? Do they have a comment, or do they ever say, "Wow, Tom"?
Yeah. Wow, Tom.
Good looks, money, and this too.
And you're not Jewish, you think?
That's right.
You know, because of the.
You're not circumcised.
No.
You are not circumcised. Interesting, ladies. How do the ladies feel about that? Is that all right? Oh, they like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother you at all.
What, that I'm not
That
circumcised?
you're not circumcised.
No, it doesn't bother
Keep
me.
everything nice and neat and clean, and there's no problem.
Well, exactly.
Exactly. Well, you got to applaud that as well. Now, let's take a look at the video. Oh, this is one of the videos you did. This is recently. You took the song Kiss by Prince. Take a little look at this. Here's Tom Jones in action.
Don't have to be beautiful
Big hit record.
to turn me on. I just need your body, baby, from dusk till dawn.
All right, that's good. I like that. I like that. You know why I like that, Tom? I like that because it made you hip again, right, with young audiences.
Yeah.
So you like that because that makes you hip again to the young audiences.
Yeah.
And now you're into recording very contemporary music.
That's right.
You're not sitting around like that Frank Sinatra croaking out the same old damn songs. Am I correct?
Well, yeah.
Frank sounds like he's on his last legs, don't he?
Well, he's older than I am,
Is
though.
he
I
a
mean,
pal of yours?
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah, I know him, yeah.
I mean, shouldn't he retire already?
Well, he doesn't want to.
You don't want to? Well,
No.
maybe it's time. You know what I mean? Go out on a high note or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're doing contemporary music. And your career is doing so well now that you're in demand in Atlantic City, you're in Vegas, and you're going off to England to do another couple of shows. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you have your own TV program.
That's right.
Isn't that exciting? Now, all this money you're making. Oh, wait. This is what I want to do. I've been
Yeah.
given the sign to take a break. Tom Jones is here. What I want to do is get into your life. I want to get into your finances. I want to get into your home in Bel Air.
Yeah.
I want to find out how much you paid for it again and go through all that.
All right.
All right? I want to do all that.
Okay, fine.
Talk about your son, what he's going to inherit in the will.
Yeah.
All right? Then I want to get into the bedroom with you, in the sack. And talk about that, all right? All right, right after these words on the Howard Stern interview. You look at me like I'm a mental patient sometimes. Whoa, what's new, pussycat? Whoa, what's new, pussycat? Here we are. Oh, Patty. Oh, thank you. Oh, Annie.
Look out.
Look at that. What's new, pussycat? Beautiful.
What these?
Yes. Let me ask you this. This is wild. Tom Jones is here. Of course, he had all those great hits, and he, I found out something that was kind of interesting. You used to be a vacuum cleaner salesman?
Yeah. At one time, yeah.
What would you do? Go door to door?
Yeah.
Give me a vacuum cleaner. I brought a vacuum cleaner. Do me a favor. Give me a little. I don't think. Now, would it be something like this, a stand-up kind?
Well, this is...
There we
When
go.
I was selling them, they didn't have this when I was selling them.
What'd they have? The regular long
It was-
one with the hose?
Yeah.
Speaking of long hoses?
Yeah, right.
All right? You know, the whole commercial break, Tom Jones is bragging to me about the size of what's doing in his pants. Can you believe this guy? Always bragging about it. Always bragging. You met Milton Berle once. You told me an interesting story.
Yes.
And he walks up to you.
That's right. I was doing some TV shows here in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And he walked onto the set.
Yes.
And he said, hi, my name is Milton Berle. Do you want to see my...
Your
And I
area.
said, go ahead.
Yes.
And he did.
And he showed it to you.
Oh, sure.
He was so proud of it, he showed it to you.
That's right.
Was he bigger than you?
Yes.
He was.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Why? That's unbelievable. But not by much, true?
Not by much.
Well, there you go.
But enough, though.
Yes, and you did not show him, did you?
No, I didn't have
You
the
did not
heart
feel
after that. No.
And where does this occur? Did it occur in a room of crowded with people, or was it just you and him alone?
It was on the set, like here, no.
You mean in front of the camera guys and everything?
Yeah, but he was sort of with his back to the camera, and he...
That's right. So you were standing off into a corner,
Yeah.
and then he unzips himself and he shows himself to you
Yeah.
in all his glory.
Yeah.
And how long did you look at it? I mean, how long does one take a look?
Well, no, I didn't want it because, I mean, it was...
It was a short time that you looked.
Exactly.
You just kind of went like that, and
Yeah,
you looked,
yeah,
you looked,
right.
and it was impressive.
Oh, definitely.
It took your breath away.
It did.
It did. Let me tell you something. If I was like Milton Berle, I'd show off too. I really would.
There you go.
So you walk into a house, and you got the vacuum cleaner there, and the lady is home. Now you're a good-looking guy. You walk in, probably the woman right away wants to have you in the house.
Well, yeah, and see, when I was selling the vacuum cleaners, I was singing in clubs at night.
Yeah.
In South Wales, where I
Yes.
come from, and so in the afternoon I'd be going to these homes that women would have seen me the night before,
Yes.
or the week before, whatever, in the club. So
Right.
I mean, I
So there you were a celebrity. A celebrity walking in the door. You were saying in a club, they saw you, and you walk in and you say, what? What was the sales pitch?
Well, it was they were Electrolux vacuum cleaners.
Electrolux, good product.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I said, look, we're around this area at the moment, demonstrating
Yes.
Electrolux vacuum cleaners.
Yes.
You're under no obligation to buy.
Yes.
If I could just have 5 minutes of your time, I'd like to demonstrate this model for you.
And then you would dump dirt onto their rug?
Yes.
And you would vacuum it all up.
Exactly.
And you closed a lot of deals.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time where you'd walk into a home and a woman obviously would see you as a sexual being? Would you ever Would you ever have sex with some of the women while you sold vacuum cleaners?
Well, not completely, not the whole way, no.
So it did
But
happen.
there was a lot of, you know,
It was flirty.
That was, yeah.
Kissing?
Yeah.
Kissing, touching?
All that business, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But you never went all the way on a sale?
No, no, no.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, isn't that fascinating, huh? I know if I sold vacuum cleaners, nothing would happen. I would just sell the vacuum cleaner and I would leave. Now, a lot of young teen stars come to you for sexual advice and advice about women, which I found fascinating.
Right.
Luke Perry
Yeah.
and Jason Priestley from Beverly Hills 90210.
Right.
They come to visit you.
Yeah.
Where is this, in Vegas?
Yeah, there's Vegas at the house. They come to the house sometimes.
I mean, these are good friends of yours.
And, yeah.
These guys hang with you.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
And they ask you advice
Yeah.
about women.
Yeah, well, I went to dinner with him one night. We have a photographer friend, you know, guy that was taking my picture, then he was taking theirs on the set, and
Right.
he said that the lads, you know, are fans of it. So we had dinner. So when we had dinner, they were asking me, they said, you've been in the business a long time. What advice do you have for us?
Right.
And I said, just be yourself. I mean, don't put any airs and graces on. Don't try to be somebody that you're not, and then you have to live up to it.
That
You
was
can
the
go-
sexual advice you gave?
Well, no, sexual advice. I said, just be, you know, be careful.
Be yourself with ladies? That's the advice you gave?
Be yourself with everything.
Be yourself with everything?
Yeah.
I never heard of such stupid advice. Wow, what kind of advice is that?
Well,
That's ridiculous. Just be yourself. How about those guys that have lousy personalities
Well-
about it themselves?
well, they didn't seem like they did. They seemed like they were good guys.
I got you. All right, so you hang out with them. They sort of see you as the guy who's been through it all and
Yeah.
how they should handle it.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you something. I'm learning a lot here on this show. I must take a break. Tom Jones is here on the Howard Stern interview. When we come back, we get into the money and that whole situation and a couple of the women. All right? Right after these words. I'll tell you, the panties are flying when Tom Jones is here. It's wild. Look at that. I love it. I love when the panties fly. Isn't that wild? There you go. Oh, yeah, panties. Tom Jones is here, of course. All the big songs, you know, it's not unusual. What another one is, what's new? Give me a little,
Pussycat?
what's new, Pussycat? Give me the whoa, 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 whoa. Go ahead.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Look at that, isn't that? Look at that. Look at it, always showing off. If he's not at the Friars Club showing off his thing, he's here showing off with his singing. Isn't it wild? Tom Jones. Now, Tom, you have a son, and your son gets to manage it.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. This is the greatest thing in the world. My father did nothing. I mean, if my father could have been like you, it would have been unbelievable. To have a father like you is truly a blessing. Because here you worked hard, you saved your money, you made a lot of money in this business.
Yeah.
You bought your house for $1 million.
Right.
It's now worth
About 10 million. I would
$10
think.
million. Look at the watch you're wearing. Show it to the camera. Look at that. Look at this thing.
Well,
What's a thing like this worth? Is this real gold?
yeah.
That's real gold. Can you see that? Look at that thing, huh?
Yeah,
Now, who gets that if you should drop dead? Your son? Look at that thing.
Well, if I drop that on this show, you can have it.
That's beautiful. I would love if you would leave me something in your will. That would be very nice.
Okay.
You would leave me like $1 million. Would you say you're worth $50 million?
I have no idea.
You have no idea what you're worth.
No.
I don't believe that. I think you know exactly what you're worth. I think you know down to the penny you know what you're worth. True?
More or less, yeah.
Yes, you do. But you're uptight saying it.
Yeah.
You drive a Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
You saved all of your money.
Yeah.
You invested it in what? When the money starts rolling, how old are you when the money starts rolling in?
How old was I?
Yeah.
24.
24 years old. That was from your first hit record?
Yeah.
What was the first big hit?
It's not unusual.
And like, what kind of checks start coming in? You're talking about major checks?
Yeah, major checks. Yeah.
Like hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time?
Well, it takes like a year before things start to... You know, the first year for the singer in this business, in order to get money rolling in, you know what I mean?
And aren't you nervous that the record company is not doing the proper accounting? And how do you know you're getting the right amount of money?
Well, you have your own accountant, you know, you have your own people working for you.
And you go in and you check out what the hell's going on.
Exactly.
And then you start to get these checks, what, 100,000 at a time, 200, 300?
Sometimes, yeah.
And what do? You take that money and you start, what, buying houses, or you put it in the stock market?
Well, that's what... first of all, I started buying houses.
Houses?
Yeah, so...
Houses?
It's like about 6. I have about 6
You
altogether.
have 6 houses?
Yeah.
That is unusual. That is unusual. And it's not unusual, but you did something that was not unusual when you bought houses. You
Yeah.
got 6 houses.
Yeah.
And those houses went up in value.
Exactly.
And then you started, what, going to the stock market a little bit?
Yeah.
And who advised
Stocks
you?
and shares. Well, I have a financial advisor.
And he didn't rip you off?
No, he's been with me since I started.
I see. And then you take this money, you invest it, and to this, you have to be worth what, 30 million? More.
Well,
Wow, 30 million. No wonder the girls are throwing their panties. That's wild, it really is. And your son will inherit all this because you have only one son.
one son, that's right.
One child.
Yeah.
The whole mother load goes to this kid.
Yes.
Ah, I'm dizzy.
Well, the wife first, you know. I mean,
The wife first. Yeah, but you know, how long can she last without you? You'll outlive her, won't you?
well,
You're going to outlive that woman, aren't you?
I don't know.
Absolutely you will. I think you will. Listen, Tom Jones, it's great to see you here.
Thank you.
I know that soon you'll be putting out a new record
Yeah.
with your new group.
Uh-huh.
And you have a hit television show on VH1.
Right.
And you also, well, what else have you done?
Well,